I have been estranged from my sister ever since she carried out an affair with my ex-fiance. I found out because my brother caught the two of them together. She tried to get my blessing for them to be together. I told her to consider herself down one sister, and I told her I never wanted to see her again. I stuck to my word. She married my ex, had kids with him, and has stuck by him through his destroying their finances. 3 weeks ago he was arrested and my sister found out the guy who was letting her and the kids stay was no longer okay, and so she called family members. My aunt told her that my parents were out of town and she should go to their house. My parents were on vacation. My sister lives 3 states from our parents, and apparently, I'm right in the middle. She called our aunt to say she couldn't find a place she could afford overnight, so aunt gave her my address and told her to stay with me. She showed up. I shut the door. She called aunt. Aunt called me. Told me the story. I refused to let them stay. Aunt said it was just for one night. I stuck to my word. Aunt ended up paying for a place for them to stay. By the time my parents got home, sister was there, nobody had told them. Then my saying no turned into the debate of the whole family. My siblings, the ones I still talk to, all said that I should never have been a place she would even dare show up at. One of them also refused to let her stay overnight. So they were not afraid to stand up for me. My parents say they understand. They just hated that my sister's kids were upset at not having anywhere to go at night and that the place they ended up at was scary. They told me they understood, they just wished I could have found some way to love her kids and give them a place to sleep at least. But they also know I never met them and we're strangers to each other and them to my husband and kids. Other members of the family are not seeing it that way, and I have been told I should be ashamed of myself, that I am hateful, and that they hope I need to beg her for something one day, and she leaves me in the dust too, and my kids. According to my siblings, she has been saying how angry she is that I didn't give her kids a place to stay. And she has apparently called me a heartless idiot. Am I the idiot? Oh no, your sister, who is such a stand-up person that she slept with your fiancé, thinks you are a bad person. Sarcasm. Who cares what she thinks? Not the idiot. Why has no one mentioned the aunt is the real villain here? OP is not the idiot, but she sure is. Other members of the family are not seeing it that way, and I have been told I should be ashamed of myself. So the aunt is not only the idiot, but I almost wonder if there can be legal action that can be taken due to the hugely blatant privacy violation of giving her address to an estranged, not wanted ex-sister. Not the idiot. Of course not the idiot. Your sister seems to make terrible choices all the time. Marrying your ex, leaving her home in a hurry, having 3 kids, and no money to spend the night. None of this is your problem or responsibility. I don't think she had much choice in leaving the house. It wasn't hers or my ex's, and they weren't staying there for very long at that point. But that's what happens when someone makes you lose your home. She had a choice in who she married, how she got into her situation, and myriad other decisions between marriage and moving. This is all on her. Even if it's her idiot husband, thank God you got away from that mess. That got them kicked out, she chose him, so she bears the blame for her situation. Imagine being so naive or such an idiot you think screwing your sister's fiancé, then marrying and having kids with him, will work out. The sister isn't sorry at all, judging by how she is weaponizing her kids to better suit her poor me narrative. The aunt who gave her OP's address and ended up buying her a hotel room could have bought the damn room in the first place. I, 23F, have been married to my husband, 26M, for a year. I'm in my last year of university and have been so busy for the last 2 weeks, with many projects and finals looming. My husband complains about seeing me studying and not doing activities together or hanging out with friends anymore. I've told him it's not going to last forever and that I need to focus because this is my last year and it's been the hardest. The day before the exam he wanted me to go with him to a friend's birthday party. I refused because I was busy preparing for my exam. He pleaded with me saying it was just 1 hour and talked about how his friends will be upset if I'm not there. I said no and shut down any further discussions. He got upset and called me selfish and inconsiderate, but then dropped it. Before I went to bed, I set my alarm clock like I always do since I'm a heavy sleeper, and I stayed up late studying. The next morning I woke up at 9 a.m. I literally freaked out and checked my alarm and found that it was set to go off at 9:30 a.m. I had no idea how this happened till my husband told me he did this to repay me for refusing to take one hour to attend the party, so he took this hour from my time. I couldn't believe it. I absolutely blew up at him, just yelling and screaming at him left and right. He just stood there shocked by my reaction and my rage. I got dressed quickly and rushed to the university. They didn't let me into the exam hall. I got into a lot of hassle to get them to reschedule the exam, especially since I had no legit reason as to why I was late. It was awful is all I can say. I went home and my husband and I stopped speaking to each other. He kept acting as if I hurt his feelings and traumatized him by yelling. And that I deserve what he did since he was frustrated with my continual refusal to attend all events for the past 2 weeks. I might be wrong for not considering it, but I think that my exams should be a priority, and his way of teaching me a lesson was not right. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. Holy crap, your husband wanted to actively ruin your future because of a party you couldn't attend? What kind of husband would do crap like that? That's so petty. I think he deserved a lot more than just being yelled at. I would have kicked him out immediately. Not the idiot, honey, I'll be straight with you. Your husband is abusive. He wants to control what you do and does not support your success. Please tell your place of study that you missed the exam because you are in an abusive relationship. Leave him as soon as it's safe and do not have a baby with this man. Not the idiot, he did this totally out of spite, knowing it would cause you to be late for your exam. You are right, the university doesn't last forever, and you will be able to go out and do more fun things when it's over. Might be worth reminding him that it's actually going to be long until you can do that now that you've missed your exam. On an unrelated note, if you just simply didn't want to go, that should also be fine. He doesn't need you to hold his hand everywhere. He seems disrespectful of your time, your work, and your autonomy. So I, 18F, live with my brother, 19M, my mom, her husband, and his daughter, 18F. My stepsister's mom passed away during childbirth. From what I've been told, she never had a mother figure in her life. I felt for her, I really did. But around 16, it got really old when she got away with crap because she used the death of her mom as an excuse. My mom remarried when I was 13, by the way. It turned from small things she got away with to larger things. For instance, when we were 14, she completely trashed my room after she lost in a game of Uno. Everything in my room from posters to my bed sheets was ruined. Her dad gave me $10 and said I shouldn't take it to heart because she was upset about not having a mother figure. Another one, my brother got his first car at 17, and she wanted him to take her to see friends, go shopping, and just treat him like a personal Uber. He said no, so she scratched it up with something and it was ruined. Again, my mom and her dad said, she's just not in the right mindset because she misses her mom. Today, my brother and I were going to see my dad for his birthday. We made a cake for him and got him a custom blanket with a picture of his dog who passed a few weeks ago. As we're getting ready to go, my stepsister complained to her dad about us getting to leave out during the pandemic, but she's not allowed to see her friends. We told her we were only going to see my dad and come back, and it was just the three of us, not a large group of friends. She got mad and stormed off and we didn't think much of it. It was stupid of me, but I left the blanket downstairs not thinking much about it, and when I went back down, it had bleach on it and the cake was sort of smashed by a ketchup bottle in the fridge. Even though it had a top over it. I already knew it was her and asked what the hell was wrong with her. Both my brother and I were upset and it just turned into a screaming match. My mom came down to see what was happening and she started fake crying and said, "It hurts seeing them get to visit their dad, but I can't visit my mom, I miss her so much, it's not fair." Surprisingly enough, my mom got upset with her, but her dad came in and told us it wasn't a big deal and we could just get a new one. He continued with, "She just misses her mom a lot, cut her some slack." I finally lost it and told her she can't keep using the death of her mom because it was not a valid excuse. I kinda got into detail about how she was just being an idiot and I was not letting this slide. She stormed off crying, as usual, and her dad wants me to apologize because I'd never understood the pain of losing a parent. I said I wasn't apologizing and my brother stood by my side. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. I get that losing a parent is a big deal. However, she never knew her mother and the world is going to hit her when she leaves home and ends up potentially getting arrested. Not the idiot. Holy crap. Your stepsister is an absolute terror and her dad is enabling her. She needs lots of therapy. This is not okay. Not the idiot. Not having her mother around doesn't excuse your stepsister for being an idiot. That just sounds like poor parenting on her father's part for letting this go on for 18 years. She's in for a big surprise when she moves out and realizes that no one is gonna have any sympathy for her crap sob stories. Update. So, my stepsister doesn't see a therapist because her dad doesn't believe in shrinks. I see a therapist and told him it helped me and it could help her, but he refused. And I'm no professional, so I can't speak about if she's got something wrong mentally. I have had several talks with my mom and her husband about how my stepsister is, especially when they aren't around, and they always say it's no big deal. As a lot of you stated already, my brother has said how could she miss her mom when she didn't even know her, and he was grounded for a month, so I knew better than to say that. I think I will get the authorities involved because I have pictures of the blanket and her admitting to doing it and not caring. I'm gonna give her dad a chance to pay for it, but if he doesn't, I'm going to go about doing that. I'm already sure he's not going to pay for it because it was super expensive. My brother and I initially stayed because there were no issues until yesterday. I think I speak for both of us when I say I've had enough. My dad found out what happened and he got mad at my mom, and now my mom is mad at me for telling my dad, sorta like a chain reaction, haha.